Hey guys, Chris here, and I want to do a video today on enmeshment for guys who are enmeshed with their mothers. How rejection with women, it seems a lot harder. How there's a lot more approval seeking from women. How it's difficult to really assert yourself, your boundaries, to say no. The fear of rejection is a lot harder. And the main reason for this is because the guy's never actually separated from his mother. So based on from childhood, was never really fully rejected, was never really pushed out into the real world to become a man. More so held on as a little boy. So the mother is still a big part of their identity, as with the mother's has the son as part of a big part of identity with her, and is getting her needs met through her son. So if you're a guy who fears the rejection a lot more, it's likely that you do have this close bond with your mum. And when you go out into the real world and you start dating or you start relationships end, the rejection can feel a lot more painful. And you know, if you're someone like me, you've probably attracted a lot more relationships where you're going to be rejected more from women. And I sort of believe the reason for this is to really be able to recognize this and feel the emotion, and to sort of wake up to see where that is. And a lot of guys will miss that, will avoid that, will still be perhaps acting like a little boy. For someone like myself, this is a big reason why I think things like pickup artistry and trying to figure out lines and things to say, which is very much is in the mind, trying to think of ways of how to not get rejected by women. So this is something for me, involved me being in my head a lot. But as I come a lot more deeper into my body, I recognize the enmeshment for what it is, and it's not easy work. And you can go through it with a therapist and just identifying all these different things, or you can look at these videos and just become aware of it. So the reason the anxiety exists as well is because there is that attachment to the mother. It's the fear of losing the mother. You know, it's like being a little boy, like being a child. You know, you don't want to be separated from your parent. You know, that means fear of rejection is loss of survival, fear of death, you know. So, but as we grow up, you know, the mother is still part of our identity, and that's always sabotaging our relationships, because women will always know. I always questioned why, and now I look back, I can see that women will always know that you have that enmeshment with the mum. And it will attract certain type of women, more so women who perhaps maybe want to mother you more. But this never allows you to really reclaim your full power. You know, to go through that warrior journey, you know, you need to feel the pain of rejection. You need to know what it feels like to feel that loss, and then you can start to break free. Then the anxiety starts to go, because you should be an independent person. You need to create this separation from the mother. So you have a different sense of self, you know. So you have your boundaries, and then with your mother, it's not coming close. You're not always trying to save them or constantly looking over and seeing if they're okay. And that's what you'll end up doing with your relationships. You'll end up attracting the wrong kind of relationships, especially if you want to break free of this. If you're watching this video right now, then it's likely that that's what it is. But my take on the fear of rejection being a lot stronger is because you never really were rejected. And it's obviously, if you're like someone like me, got into sort of mid-30s, it's a long period of life without having a sort of push away. And it should be a difficult moment sort of in like early years, maybe teenage years, just being sort of pushed away. You know, you're a man now. And maybe, you know, a father who was unavailable to yourself, or men weren't there for you. So it was hard to really discover your manhood. And that's why for a lot of us, we do constantly keep getting the validation from women. We expect women to validate us. And that's something that needs to change. So a good recommendation is to get around other guys, to start to open up, and to accept that this is something, this enmeshment I would look into. It's not very popular, but I'm going to start doing some videos on it, because I think it's really important. And the benefits are, yeah, you step into a lot more of your masculine power. You can really find your purpose. You can have the kind of relationships you want, the money you want. And, you know, and you've probably always judged men as well. You've judged the sort of the masculine out there. But what can do now is you can really step into that a lot more authentic masculine. You can face that. So you don't really become like a woman who's judging men a lot. You know, you become like that. You become like a woman, basically, where you're more so on the side of women saying, oh, I'm not like that guy, I'm not like that guy. But then you resent that guy because that guy perhaps meets the women and has the money and lives his life and lives his purpose, you know, stronger physically, all these different things. And you start to feel weak. So yeah, that's it. And you know, face the rejection and really feel it. You know, feel it, and then every time you feel the rejection, go a bit deeper, thinking, okay, what's this got to do with my mother? How can I get deeper inside of this? So that's a great tip for you guys. I hope to put it into practice, and I'll see you in the next video.